All right, picture this. It's a freezing cold night at Chicago O'Hare Airport. The crowds are just surging everywhere. You've got announcements echoing nonstop, suitcases rattling across those shiny floors. It is loud, it's busy, and honestly, it's completely overwhelming. But standing right smack in the middle of all this chaos is 24-year-old Liam Carter, and he is about to leave his parents for a brand new life. He doesn't even notice the noise or the crowds, right? He only notices his mother, who's crying quietly near gate B12. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the true weight of a single, seemingly ordinary moment.
Okay, let's dive right into this, because this right here, this is the absolute emotional core of Liam's story. So as his mom hugs him, maybe a little too tightly, almost like she already knows life is about to change forever, she whispers just one phrase to him: "Don't forget home." Now, at the time, if you're Liam, you probably just think, okay, mom's just being emotional. It feels like your standard, tearful goodbye. But as we're about to see, this wasn't just an emotional farewell. It was actually a lifelong warning. Section 1. The airport goodbye. A departure that changes everything. So let's look at Liam's mindset as he's standing at this gate, getting ready to board Flight 482. The guy is totally caught between two realities. On one hand, you've got the dream job, right? He's moving to LA, big salary, luxury office, the massive opportunity he has literally worked his whole life for. But pulling against all that excitement is this strange heaviness. When his flight is finally called, his dad gives him one of those strong, quick, quiet hugs. You know the kind. The kind older American dads give when emotions get a little too dangerous. He just says, "Proud of you, son." And his mom? She gently fixes his jacket collar exactly the same way she did when he was a little kid. So despite all the hype of LA, Liam feels the profound, heavy weight of this exact moment.
And right before he walks away, his mom goes into full classic protective parent mode. She makes him promise to call, to eat real food, the whole 9 yards. But then she smiles through her tears and delivers this absolutely crucial line: "Just don't disappear from us." I really want you to hold on to this quote. Because, parents often say these casual things in passing, and they have literally no idea how deeply those words are going to anchor themselves into our lives years down the road.
Section 2. The fast life, when soon becomes a trap.
Let's fast forward a bit and see what happens when Liam touches down in California. Los Angeles changes Liam. And I mean, it changes him fast. That slow pace of his childhood, instantly replaced. We're talking 80-hour work weeks, $8 coffees, luxury apartments, back-to-back business meetings. His life just shifts into this incredibly fast gear. The whole blur of success just completely takes over the driver's seat. Let's walk through this timeline together because it perfectly illustrates how quickly time just slips away from us. First, the days blur together. Then, the months start blurring together. By year 1, those promised visits home turn into, maybe next Christmas. The phone calls get a little shorter, a little less frequent. And by year 4, Liam's default answer to his parents is just one word: soon. It's always soon. But as we can see from how this timeline escalates, those delays keep piling up until suddenly, there just isn't enough soon left. Section 3. The wake-up call. The screeching halt. Because one rainy November morning, that fast-paced life comes to a sudden, devastating stop. Liam gets a phone call at the office from his dad. Now, we all know that parents rarely call during office hours unless something is terribly, terribly wrong. Liam asks for his dad, and he's just met with this terrifying silence. There's just heavy breathing on the other end of the line, followed by 4 words. "It's your mother." And in that exact fraction of a second, Liam's fast-paced, high-flying world just completely stops moving. Now, what's really interesting about this is the heartbreaking contrast between what Liam is feeling internally and the grim facts of the actual situation. Liam is sitting in that hospital room absolutely terrified. He feels weak, unprepared. Honestly, he's emotionally regressing right back into being an 8-year-old boy. But facing him is this cold, irreversible medical reality: stage 4 cancer. It's too late. The doctors are now solely focusing on comfort. And in this moment of just profound, poignant irony, it's his mother, the one actually attached to the tubes and the hospital monitors, who is smiling and trying to comfort him. Liam completely breaks down. He's crying, he's agonizing over all those delayed visits, telling her he should have been there more. But his mom, she just gently touches his face and says so firmly, "No regrets. Life happened." Later that night, Liam goes back to his childhood home and just sits in his old bedroom. And you guys, it's perfectly preserved. His old baseball trophies, his posters, those awkward school photographs. His mom had protected every single tiny memory of him. But right beside his old bed, he spots something. It's a stack of emails. Emails he had sent to her over the years that she had actually gone and carefully printed out and saved. Every single one.
And on one of those printed pages, there's a highlighted line of text. It reads, "Sorry, Mom, work's crazy. I'll visit soon." And the date stamped on that email? It was sent exactly 4 years earlier. 4 years. That number just hits him like a total gut punch. 4 whole years of soon had passed, and his mother had kept the exact email where he promised to visit. Liam just shatters emotionally in this moment. And honestly, this reveals such a profound, universal truth. Parents keep these tiny pieces of us, while we stay way too busy to even notice. They hold on to the past, because for them, those pieces are absolutely everything.
Section 4. The final lessons. Finding home again.
The following weeks for Liam basically become this giant blur of hospitals and medication schedules. But paradoxically, slowing down enough to actually be present makes these painful weeks the most meaningful ones of his entire life. During this quiet, late-night conversation in the hospital room, they're reflecting on that very first day at the airport, and his mom tells him, "I was happy for you, but mothers always know when childhood ends." She admits that her absolute biggest fear was that one day, his childhood house would stop feeling like home to him. And that just crushes Liam, because he knows that somewhere along the way in Los Angeles, that it almost actually happened. As winter fully sets in and snow covers Chicago, Liam's dad hands him this old VHS tape. Now, they spent almost a full hour just trying to figure out how to hook up this ancient technology, right? Battling with those old red, white, and yellow cables. But finally, they get the video playing. It's Christmas morning, 2003. Liam watches this tiny, super excited version of himself sprinting toward the tree. His mom is laughing loudly behind the camera, and his dad looks younger, happier, and whole. Then, something incredible happens on the tape. Video mom looks directly into the camera lens, straight at tiny Liam, and says, "If you grow up someday and get busy, don't forget us." Adult Liam is just frozen, staring at the screen. He has this profound realization hit him like a ton of bricks. His mother had warned him decades ago. That warning wasn't just a tearful goodbye at gate B12. It was a lifelong plea. Just a few days later, snow is falling softly outside the hospital windows. His mom is sleeping peacefully. Liam quietly reaches over, holds her hand, and softly whispers, "I remember home now." And for the very first time in years, surrounded by the quiet peace of that room, he truly, deeply means it. So the crucial point we need to take away from all this is how it fundamentally alters Liam's path going forward. After she passes away, life never fully feels the same, but Liam changes permanently. He completely stops chasing life so fast. He starts flying back to visit his dad every single month, without fail. He starts answering calls immediately. He starts actually valuing ordinary moments over pressing business deadlines. And this perfectly illustrates the ultimate lesson of Liam's journey, right? Grief teaches lessons that success literally never can. I want to leave you with one final thought as we wrap up today. Years later, every single time Liam walks through an airport, he hears his mother's voice reminding him not to forget home. So I have to ask you, are you moving too fast to remember what actually matters? And who in your life is just waiting for your soon? Take a moment today to reach out to the people who matter most to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.